let's get started. All right. So start at the front of your mat. I'm going to face this way. So set up, just come into your V stance, your first position, not too wide. Grow up super tall. Feel your butt turning on, activate through your arches. So I want you to really start to turn on those legs because we're going to need them. So big inhale, arms by your sides, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Just a couple times, so loosen up and stiffen bed. Start to deepen your inhales and exhales. And let's hold here. All right, draw the chin slightly back. Lift your quads, and let's bring one arm up for a scissor, and then switch. And then switch. So your hips are drawing forward, and you're settling your ribs back into your spine. Couple more. And then back to center, both arms drop. Separate your feet, so your hips distance, super important. All right, we're just gonna do some running. So let's do our I Love Jeannie arms. So connect those shoulders to your back, pop up one heel, and then the other. And just start to do gentle running. You don't have to be so high yet, but I just want you to start to work and firing up those legs. All 10 toes stay on the ground. And watch the tracking of the knee. For 3, and 2, and then 1, and then both heels down. Arms by your side. Let's do one roll down. Inhale, exhale, chin to chest. Keep settling those ribs down. Micro bend in those knees. Shake your head yes and no. And then start to roll up, already feeling the backs of your legs turning on. Alrighty, let's get started. Do your best, take a break at any time. All right, so this is our position. I'm gonna do a couple squats this way, just so you see it. So hands on your hips. So what I want you to do is I want you to squat down. And then I want you to think that you're more back behind you, right? So you should be able to lift your weight in your toes. This position is really important because we're gonna be in it for a while. So make sure you're not sticking your butt out too much. That pelvic floor is drawing up. All right, let's do some squats. We're gonna squat down and then coming back up. But don't straighten up all the way. Squat down. So yes, we're starting to turn on our glutes. You'll feel your quads as well. But don't forget about your posture. Don't forget about your breathing. Great. For 3, and 2, and 1. Hold it down. Little bounces. So check your alignment. Make sure those knees are still going right over it's really the second and third toe for me. Little bounces. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Breathing, breathing, breathing. For 3, 2, 1. Don't go anywhere. Arms by your side. Like a chair in yoga, you're gonna lift your arms up. And then exhale, sweep them back. Inhale, lift, and then sweep them back. So play around with it. If you're not feeling this, starting to feel this in your glutes, I want you to try and maybe squeeze them at like 30% and then release them out. Again, still concentrating on our breath and our posture. So more like this. 1 more. All right, now we're gonna come back. So we're gonna come a little bit further down, like to a flat back. All right. You're gonna lift your arms up and you're gonna sweep your arms back. So now we're a little bit more deeper in the glute activation. Check your alignment, always keep checking. And maybe notice, does one side fire up more than the other? For me, it's my left side. It talks to me a lot quicker. So I really have to concentrate on my right side. 3 more. And 2. And 1. We're gonna hold that here, arms here, and little bounces. 1 inch and up. 1 inch and bounces. Number 4. Doing great. And 3. And 2. And 1. Don't move too far. Okay, so I want you to come straighten up, and then send that right leg back. Square up those hips, rebend that front left leg high on the heels, like you're gonna lunge. Hands on your hips for a second. Now here, it's a lot easier to load up this front leg. So most of your weight is in this front heel. Make sure your knee is right over that heel. All right, lift your arms up. So we're gonna do a nice diagonal. You can have your arms by your side too. You're gonna drop that back heel down and then drive it back up. Drop it down and drive up. Lots of arm options. Just depends if you want some more shoulder work. So your torso is slightly towards your knee. So you can load up the glute. For 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, listen up. Bring that right leg to meet your left. Stay in your squat, stay loaded. Now lift that right heel. Hold here, make sure you're square. We're gonna do tap back, same leg. I want you to tap it back, and then back to center. You can have your hands on your hips. Okay, by now you should be really feeling that left gluteus maximus and even the medius one on the outside. Check your posture, check your alignment, breathing. 3, and 2. Listen up, got to change it, send it back. Okay, now what you do is come high up in the toe, I want you to hover it up and then cross it behind you on a diagonal. And then go lift it up and out to the side, staying in that squat. All righty, so now we're really loading it. If you want, you can even keep it hovered the entire time, not putting any weight on that right leg. Will really challenge you. Oh boy, for 3, and 2, and 1, and then back to center. Replace that right leg and straighten up. All right, flat back, and then forward fold. Bend your knees nice and deep. Just kind of shimmy your butt out. Let's roll back up. All right, back to that squat position where we started. So hands here or up, your choice. A little squat and then down. Squat and then down. Doing great, guys. Constant check your posture. Nice broad clavicle and nice long waist. Doing good. Couple more. Let's hold here, down an inch and up. Down and up. So your left one is fatigued a lot more. So maybe, like me right now, my right one is starting to kick up a bit more. That's good. Check your alignment. Little, little, little. One more. Hold here, release your arms. Inhale, lift your arms up and sweep them back. We're in little chair position. Are you still able to lift your toes? Hopefully. 3, and 2, and 1. All right, we're gonna hinge forward a little bit more. So now we're more flat back. Let's lift our arms up and sweep them back. A little different. Same thing, lift those toes up. Those hips are broad. Glutes are sitting back to the wall. Couple more. And last one. Alrighty, now we gotta do the other side. So for me, it's sending my left leg back. High on that heel. Check your alignment, bend in that front leg. All right, hands on your hips. Drop that heel and then lift it up. And we're trying to load up this front leg. So your right knee is right over your right ankle. Make sure it's bent. Make sure your right hip is drawing back and your left is going forward. So it's like headlights. A couple more times. You can always add in those arms. I'm not going to. And 3. Oh yes, you should feel your quads also, maybe your hamstrings. And 1. All right, bring this left to meet your right. Stay in the squat. Lift up that left heel. Re-square. All right, we're gonna do those tap backs. So we're gonna send that left leg back and bring it back. Tapping back. So this is balance, of course, but also really targeted strengthening. So just notice what happens if your body tries to compensate with some other muscle group. 2 more. Oh yes, baby. Last one. Hold here. All right, float that leg up, cross it behind you, and then up and over, cross it to the side. Over and back. So still staying nice and deep. You should really feel this in that glute. If not, squeeze it and get a little deeper. Remember, you can always try and float it off the entire time. 1 more. Bring that leg down and then come forward. Release your hands, shake it out. Beautiful job. Shake your head yes and no. Then go ahead and take a squat down. We're going to come to your back. Ooh, yes. No stretching yet because we got lots to do. So come down to your back. You can bring your knees in just for a second, but don't go too far. All right. Both feet on the ground. Same thing, same position and alignment. So you should be able to almost touch the backs of your heels with your fingertips. Almost, not all the way. All right, heavy reps, settle them down, knitting everything together. We'll do some sequencing with our break. So inhale and exhale, start to imprint that lower spine. As you lift those hips up, holding here. So again, not flaring out those ribs, settle them down, get in the core, and then coming all the way down. Do it again. Drive into your heels, activate those arches. See if you can hit one vertebrae at a time. Down. 1 more. Enjoy the 2 legs. And then down. All right, option 1, you can keep your hands like this. Option 2, your hands are like this. Option 3, you're up. I'm gonna stay right here. All right, big inhale, and then lift up. Okay, get comfy. So load your weight a little bit more to the left side, but we don't want any shift. Really drive those elbows down. I want you to bring that right leg to the tabletop, and then bring it down, and then bring it up, and then bring it down. So if I have my arms straight out in my up above my chest, that's the hardest, right? Because I'm not using my elbows. Couple more times. You should feel your left butt firing up. 1 more. All right, straighten this leg out. Flex your foot. We're going to dip down just to a hover and then drive it back up. Dip down and lift. Okay, so again, our hips are going straight up to the sky. Doing great. This is too much with your elbows like this. Have your arms down. 3 more times. Hello. 2 more. And last one. Replace that foot and then lower everything down. Take just a second. All right, let's do this again. Choose your arm variation. If you want to change it up, maybe you lift those arms up. Makes it way harder. Stabilize those shoulders. All right, shift that weight into that right foot. Bring that left leg up and then bring it down. So for me, this is like definitely my weaker side. So as I bring my leg up, I feel my left hip trying to shift. So just noticing and not moving your shoulders. I'm gonna bring my arms down. So I just feel a little bit more in control. 2 more. Doing great, guys. And 1 more. Lift that leg up, little bend. We're gonna bring it down and then up. So just like when we were standing, I want to make sure your alignment is correct. Because if our knee's going out to the side or tracking in, we're gonna hurt our knee. 4 more. And 3. 1, 2. And 1. Glute day. Replace that foot. Then come all the way down. Quick break. Quick, quick, quick. Draw those legs in. Shake and shimmy out. All right, guys. I want you to come to your right side body. We continue with our leg work. So, arm is long. Use it as a pillow so your neck is in line with the rest of your spine. Now, I want you to bend both legs, so 90. And then I want you to send your legs out on a diagonal. Take your top hand, grab the top hip. Flex both feet so your hips are stacked. And then I want you to try and draw the right oblique up into the left. So maybe there's some space, but depending on our cushioning, right, we might have a little less space. But for you guys, you should feel that space. All right, keep it. So your hands are here and you want to keep drawing that left hip. So you're neutral. So if I flipped you up, you'd be straight. Okay, lift that left leg up. I want you to draw it slightly back. All right, we're gonna lift it up an inch and then down. So keep trying to keep that space, that neutral oblique, which is really just your alignment. We want to get into the glutes, right? And if we're flopping down here, we're not being neutral, we're working unevenly. And then when we're like this, we can work our obliques. Couple more. 2. And 1. Keep it parallel. Alrighty, what I want you to do is I want you to bend this leg, this top leg, so it's 90 degrees. And just hold here. If you need to, you can always bring this right leg into 90. So just like if we were standing, it's coming straight up. Have you lost that hip? Holding here. Okay, now what I want you to do is just bend and straighten it. So this is your starting position, and I want you to straighten it out. And then bend it and create your resistance and straighten it out. So your hip, your knee, your ankle is staying in line the entire time. Make sure this bottom leg stays active. Watch that hip, make sure it's staying low, long sideways. 3 more. You have been doing a lot of glutes, so you should feel this. All right, we're gonna add those together. So I want you to lift up an inch, your toes are flexed, bring it down and then bend it in. Send it out straight, lift an inch, lower, and bend it in. Oh yes. All right, scan your body. Make sure there's no tension in your shoulders. 3 more. I apologize in advance. This last move, I'm gonna make you do one last one. And out, little circles, little circles. One direction, tiny, tiny, tiny. This foot is active. Woo, and reverse it. Couple more. And bend it in and lower it down. All right, let's push up and switch sides. Doing great, guys. Same thing, coming onto your arm. Neutral spine, shoulders are stacked, hips are stacked. And then coming into that 45. Flexible feet. Take that top hand, elongate that waist. Everything's stacked. Shoulder is stabilized. Alrighty, we're gonna lift that top leg. You can draw it back a little bit. So it's kind of in line. So you're gonna lift up an inch and lower an inch. So you're already fatigued. I think I'm gonna bend this bottom leg. So make it tiny. You're not throwing your leg up. You're still staying stacked, working those obliques, everything's nice and hard. And the stabilizing leg is nice and chatty. 2 more. And 1 more. Okay, bend that top leg like train tracks. Just hold here for a second. Nice and neutral, still long hip, long side waist. All right, straighten it out. And then bend it in. And then straighten it out. And make sure you're getting the full range of motion. You know what's coming. 1, 3 more. And 2. Kick that wall. That's 1. Right here we're going. Kick it up. Lift it up. Bring it in. Kick it up. Lift it up. Bring it in. 5 more. This is the side. It's harder for you to fire up. Doing great. 4 more. And 3. Glutes. 2. And 1. Okay, do the circles. Last thing here. Long waist. Reverse it. And then bend it in, bring it down. Hello, thank you. Come to your back. Take a second to settle. Hopefully you're feeling good. All right, walk your feet out to the sides of your mat. Bring your arms into cactus arms. This is going to encourage you to keep your shoulders down. Lift up those toes and then drop your legs down to one side and the other. A couple more times, returning to that breath. And then back to center. Okay, bring your knees into your chest. Let's rock up. Last little sequence. Come to your knees for kneeling. Now, if this becomes too hard here, you can always come down to where we were earlier. I do this a little bit differently. And if you have a block or something, you can always have that as well. Okay, send that left leg out. Love these side kneelings. Reach those arms out. Okay, coming up and over, catching that arm on the ground. So make sure your hand, your knee, and your other foot are pretty much in line and you can see it. Okay, this arm can be reaching up, so super light. I want you to externally rotate this top leg. Okay, I want you to lift that top leg and then lower it down. Lift and lower. So now we're working the inner thigh. And our stabilizing right leg is already fatigued, but working. A couple more times. Great. And 1, hold it up, point your foot, and then flex it. Just a simple point and flex. Oh, yes. I've got the shapes for 3, 2, and 1. Flex that foot, circles. I know we did circles, but it's awesome. And then reverse it because now we're in external rotation. It's a little different. Then coming back in, bend that leg, replace the knee down. Sit here for a second. Great, same, other side. Send those toes to the front. Reach those arms out. This back leg doesn't really matter too much of the position. Just so you feel stable and then you're not putting too much weight in this left wrist. All right, externally rotate this top leg. Draw these left ribs up so they're shining forward square. All right, lift and lower. Lift and lower. Try and concentrate a little bit more on the down. Of course, we have to lift up against gravity, but we have to concentrate and control it down. 2 more. And 1, shine the chest forward, keep it up, point and flex. Make sure you externally rotate in this top leg. Shake, 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 long waist, 3, 2, and 1. Flex that foot in little circles. This leg is so far down, I know. Ooh. And reverse it, just a couple. And back to center. All right, sit on those heels, walk those hands out in front of you. And a nice flat back. And I want you to walk those fingertips without moving your legs over to your left. And then just kind of sit your butt back onto the right. So it's like you're kind of slightly lift that left hip as you feel the opening through the right side body. And then coming back to center, let's go to the other side. So sitting a little bit more to that left hip. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then come back to center. A little stretch. A couple more things. You still got time. Come to your back, guys. Beautiful. All right, hands behind your head. Inhale. Curl your chin to your chest. Yes. Bring those legs up. And then straighten them up. Externally rotate them. Let's do some core, straight core stuff. All right, lower those legs down, keeping externally rotated and draw them back up. 4 more. Of course, this is too much in your neck. Please bring your head down and keep the legs going. Last time. Back to center, bring those legs parallel, left leg goes down, little scissors. And switch, and switch. You guys, it's so good. Okay, keep the same legs going, and at that rotation, if your right leg's up, you're going over the right. Your left leg's up, you're going to the left. Just a couple more. And then back to center, lower your head, lower those feet, arms by your side, separate your feet. Couple easy bridges, inhale and exhale, nice sequencing. And then lowering down. One last time. Do a little stretch. And then calming down. All right, right leg up and over that left leg. Make sure this is flexed. Send this knee, right knee away from your right hip. If you want, you can draw that left leg in. Feel a little bit more opening in that right butt. Now, I want you to play around. I want you to bring the sole of your right foot away from you. So you're lifting up on that right butt. You should feel a little bit more opening in that right side. Shoulders stay grounded. And if you want, you can bring it all the way down. You can bring your shoulders in the cactus. Get a nice little figure 4 twist. Play around with the placement of your leg, but make sure that right foot is flexed. And slowly use that strong core to draw that leg back up. Let's switch sides. So left leg up and over. Flex that left foot. Left knee goes away from you. If you want, draw that right leg in using your core. Creating a little resistance. Left knee goes away from that left hip. All right, cactus arms again. Shoulders are grounded. Draw that leg across your body to the right. Lifting that left butt cheek. You feel a nice stretch. If you want, you can slowly bring it down. Keeping the shoulders down. I definitely do not get as far on this side. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Engage your core, draw those legs back. Unravel, happy baby, and then we are done. You can hold behind your thighs, make sure the tailbone is on the ground. Wherever you are, it doesn't really matter. And then back to center, knees to chest, rock up, come forward. You gotta take a couple breaths, relax the hips down, sitting up tall. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Let me know what you guys think. That glute day, arms out to the side, reach those arms up. Big inhale, let's get a couple stretches. Good way to start the Saturday. And then arms down, one more breath, inhale. Reach, and then all the way down. Thank you guys, hope you enjoyed it. Good job. See you next time.